Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So, as my friends at Yarnspirations.com, I'm your host Mikey. Today we're doing the crochet kitchen dish puff. I don't even know why that's cute. Okay, so we have the Lily Sugar and Cream Scrub Off yarn. It's a combination of cotton and this yarn here. And this yarn here provides the extra scrubbing power. Now, because it's kind of fluffy looking, it's harder to teach that on camera. So I will just be using Lily Sugar and Cream without this stuff in it so that you can see exactly where the stitches are to go. So this here is a great idea. Make sure that you're using products like this that it has a chance to dry. So if you're gonna leave it in a moist area, you could have mold in the end, but it's like a regular rag, right? So you can toss this in the wash machine, good to go, bada boom, bada bing. You'll use a 5mm size H crochet hook in order to do this, but on camera I'm going to be using a 4mm size F, and I'll be using Lily Sugar and Cream. So with one of these balls, you'll be able to do 4 puffs. I don't know why that word's funny. So let's get started today and let's begin. Let's begin, and you're going to start with a chain 10 to begin, and let's do that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once you have all 10, just join it to the beginning chain that you started with and yarn over, pulling it through and through to create a ring. And let's move on to round number 1. Put the outside straggler with round 1 so it gets stuck underneath. Let's begin. So we're going to be using the chain, not the actual space itself, to do the following. You're going to chain up 2, which will not count as a half double crochet, so that's not counted. But starting in the first one that you have the join, you're going to apply 2 half double crochets in each of the chains around. So there's 10 chains around, so when you put 2 into each, you're going to have 20 half double crochets. So once the first chain is done, just jump to the next chain and put 2 half double crochets in there and do that all the way around for round number 1. I'll be right back. When you get all the way around, you are just going to join it to the first half double crochet. So ignore the chain 2. So if it doesn't look perfect, just so you know, your dishes will not give you an attaboy at the end or a gold star. Probably should, but it doesn't. So let's move on to round number 2. Round number 2, chain 2 does not count as anything. In the first stitch, you were going to do 1 half double crochet. And then in the next stitch, you were going to put 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. And that's going to be your repeat all the way around for round number 2. So the repeat then is 1 into the next, and then 2 into the next one after that. So 1 and 2 into the same. Please do that all the way around for round number 2. And coming around, just keeping that same sequence. So the last one will have 2 half double crochets into the stitch. Now, if you're new to crochet or you're not familiar, there's always this piece that looks like a stitch, and then we add it, and then we're like, why is the count all wrong? It's because this is part of that. Okay, so don't add anything there. Once you're all the way around, just join it to the top of the first half double crochet. And let's move on to round number 3. Round number 3, chain 2. Yep, that's right, doesn't count as anything. Here's your sequence. You are going to do 1 half double crochet in the first 2 stitches, so they'll be by themselves. So 1 and 2 are by themselves. And then the next one is going to have 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, so your sequence is the next 2 are by themselves. So 1 and 2, and then 2 into the next. Please do that all the way around for round number 3. Finishing up round number 3, keeping the same sequence. So the very last stitch will be 2 half double crochet. And so you end up with that little spacey thingy there. Don't worry about it, that's not part of anything. And just join it with the slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet. So that chain 2 that you're starting, because you're putting that in, that's why it looks closed, if that's never happened to you before. Let's do rounds number 4 and 5. Rounds number 4 and 5, please do them both, and you're just going to chain 2, doesn't count as a stitch. Starting in the very first one, you are going to half double crochet yourself all the way around, join it, and then do it again. So rounds number 4 and 5 are just a straight half double crochet around. Please do rounds number 4 and 5. Round number 6, chain 2, and you'll notice that it's bowling up now. So you'll chain 2, doesn't count as a stitch, and you are going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches by themselves. So we have 1 and 2, and now we're going to do a half double crochet 2 together. So we're going to put 2 stitches the next together as 1. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, but you're not done. You want to yarn over again and go into the next stitch after that, pull through, and then do you see how many loops you have here? There's 5. Yarn over, pull through all 5. That's a half double crochet 2 together. So start the new sequence again. So the next 2 are by themselves. So we have 1 and 2, and then we have the next 2 are going to be together. So you just yarn over and into the next, pull through, yarn over into the next, pull through. You see 5 loops, pull through all 5. Please do that same sequence around for number 6. Finishing up round number 6, I have the 2 by themselves, and the last 2 are put together as a 2 together half double crochet. And then join it to the first half double crochet that you started with. Okay, so it's going to close more in. If you want to get rid of the starting tail, if you went over top of it like I did, then you can just safely cut that down. Okay, and then we'll move on to round number 7 next. Round number 7, chain 2, doesn't count, and you go into the first one. So it's going to be 1 by itself, and then it's going to be a 2 together half double crochet over the next 2. So yarning over and in, pull through, yarn over and into the next one after that, pull through all 5 loops. So the next one is 1 half double crochet by itself, and then the next 2 are together for half double crochet 2 together. This is going to be round 7, and maybe at the end of the round in just a moment. So it's starting to look like a ball. The last 2 are put together, and that's just keeping sequence, so I'm not doing anything special. So 2 together, and then just join it to the first half double crochet, and let's move on to your final round, number 8. Final round number 8, chain 2 does not count as anything. Over the next 2 stitches, it's a half double crochet 2 together, and you pull through everything. And then the next 2 are 2 together. So you're going to do that all the way around. It's just half double crochet 2 together all the way around to the end. I'll be right back at the end of number 8. Finishing up round number 8, the last 2 are together like the rest of them, and then just join it with a slip stitch to the beginning. So what are we going to do next? We're technically done the pattern. So we're just going to cut a longer strand than usual, and we are going to use that strand to make the puff. So let's just pull it out. So on one end, you can see that there's a hole, and on the other end, you see that there's a hole, okay? And you're just gonna squish it flat. Take this strand and just go around the top piece of the hole. So just put it onto your tapestry needle and just go around the stitches. So just collect. And what I would recommend is go into all of the stitches around before pulling it shut. This is a great little project for craft fairs and stuff. Once you're all the way around, pull that shut. So this side just got closed shut, and then put the needle through and come out the other side through the center like that. And then give it a good tug. On this side now, because you have an open hole, just start going around and collecting this side. And again, I would not pull it shut until they're all the way around. Okay, now once you have that done, you can pull it shut. So now the centers are now attached to each other because you use the same strand on both sides. With your tapestry needle now, create a knot. Don't be afraid to give it a good tug. And then what I would do if I were you, you don't want that to come out. So just going in, go right inside to the interior. Okay, so stay on the interior. You can feel it, it's on the inside, and just come out near an edge. And that's where I want you to trim the yarn, is right here. So you've already tied it into a knot here, and so you cannot pull this apart because it's secured in the center, and this would be one of your crochet dish puffs. That's it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.